Hi there, today I'm gonna paint a seascape. The reference picture is from Sweden's archipelago. This is a typical iconic picture from Sweden. The Swedish light and the red cabins scattered along the small islands in the archipelago. So first off, I'm gonna just block in the areas with acrylic paint. I do that because acrylic paint dries very fast. So when I'm blocking in, I'm just barely looking at the tone and color of the section I'm painting. For me, so far, it hasn't been that important. I pay much more attention to the value and color when I start to paint it up in oils. Since I'm pretty much a beginner at painting, I'm gonna stay very close to the picture reference I have. As I progress and get better, I hope I will drop. At least in the beginning, I'm gonna have a picture reference and just draw the basic composition and then imagine the rest. But my goal is, of course, that I can have some kind of composition in my head and just freestyle from start to finish. Of course, I hope come summer, I hope I can do some plein air paintings. I'm a strong believer that you must study nature always and really details and try to see what color the sky has, what color the shadow of the tree has, and so on. So as I said before, I have only painted about 2 years, almost only 1 year, because I had some downtime in the middle. But I really like it, and I think my skills and style has progressed very far in that short time span. But of course, I can tell that my paintings are super new beginners painting. They're very tight painted. They're stale. Not much of a perspective. So my goal is, of course, to be very loose. That's what I'm hoping for. But it's easier said than done. It requires a lot more than you would think. So I'm working on it. So each painting, I think, is getting better and better. I'm getting more looser each painting. My background for painting is not like I never draw anything before I started painting in oils and acrylics. I have been working full-time as a graffiti artist and illustrator for about 20-25 years now. So I had some background for that. And before that, I draw stuff every day, even ever since kindergarten. Of course, all artists have done that. If you have not done that, if you started painting in your 30s or something like that, I'm very sure that you will never be a good artist. I can't imagine that you can keep that amount of interest and dedication that is required to be a great artist if you picked it up at 30 plus. because you have so much other stuff going in your life. Perhaps, and maybe you could be a great artist if you started somewhere in the early 20s, but usually great artists start at the age of 2. So one of the biggest mistakes I see in my painting is the perspective of the 2 boats in the middle of the painting. They're off. I've redone them several times. So far I haven't found a correct shape of it, but as I usually do, I get bored with the painting after a while. So after this, when this video ends, and there is where I will let the painting sort of mature over time. I can look at it. I put it in my hallway or something. I can look at it many times, and every time I look at it I see something I want to change, and when I feel ready I'm gonna pick it up again and correct all the mistakes I found. That could be weeks or months from now. Another thing that I'm very unhappy with my progress in painting is the background. It's still too sharp. I imagine that I keep making my backgrounds more blurry for each painting, but later when I look at it, they're way too sharp. So I don't know what it is. I keep adding details, I think, without knowing it, but I will get there. And I think the background being blurry is super important because it gives the beholder points the interest for the beholder to a particular place in the painting. And also, of course, a blurry background makes it much more interesting, since you can put the rest, fill in the rest, the gaps, with your imagination. So okay, so now when I start to paint the boy and the girl sitting on the rock, I'm already super bored with this painting, so I don't think I did a very good job in painting them out. But as I said, perhaps I'll come back and make them look better after a while. Okay, so that's it. What do you think? Do you like the painting? You can be sure to leave me your feedback and tell me what I did wrong, because I'm absolutely in learning. So you teach me what I did wrong, and I can teach you other stuff that I feel much more comfortable with, graffiti art for one. But yeah, so let me know. Give me your feedback and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next painting. See you later.